Hey, Jim Dandy O'Kelly here. I'm going to take you through the last book that I've written, the Anti-Vaccinator's Bible. I'm going to show you what's in it. I'll make my notes here so I don't screw anything up. I'm going to show you the first picture is of my newspaper from April 12th, 1955, where it says Salk vaccine is safe and effective. And in the body of the story, it tells you 1,013 kids got paralyzed from Salk's vaccine or from the dummy shots. Then I have a copy of the 1955 field trial report of Salk vaccine by Thomas Francis Jr., the University of Michigan. I'm going to show you what's in it. That's the cover page of it. In this report, it's 500 pages. I'm just going to list 2 points that'll make this book worth 100 times more than what it'll cost you. I photographed the pages there. Now you probably can't read that, so I've made a quote on the next page in writing. You can actually see this in the book though. Obviously, it is difficult or impossible to say with certainty that a given illness is or is not related to vaccination. Do you think if they'd have told the news media that in 1954, there'd be any vaccines today? And check this one out. And the purpose of the field trial was not to prove that the vaccine was protective, but rather to measure the effect, if any, of an untried product. This whole thing was a fraud, folks. And these 2 points right here destroy the idea that Salk ever wiped out his polio with vaccines. And then I go on, in every year that the polio cases developed from the vaccine to 1960, when they stopped using the vaccine because it caused so much disease, disability, and death. Now, I list a few more pages on the polio fraud itself, just for some extra added cherry sauce. That takes care of the we wiped out polio stuff. You can take this book to your school board meeting, to your Board of Ill Health meeting, and you can demand to know why they have people on their boards that are promoting disinformation and lies, and have this book as a backup for your proof. Then I go into sanitation or vaccination. This book is 40 pages I've typed up into this book from a 400-page book by a guy who treated smallpox patients and tried to catch it and prove that it was not catchy. I mean, it's just dynamite stuff. Now, after that, I've got about 3 pages from the book, What About Vaccination? Then, I've got another book, Vaccination and Lockjaw. Lockjaw was caused by vaccinations, as many other diseases were. Not this medical BS they tell you. Then I've got a couple pages from the recrudescence of leprosy. Leprosy was not caught either. It was caused by vaccination. Syphilis was caused by vaccination. You gotta understand, the name of a disease only denotes the location of the problem. Whether it's pancreas, arthritic joints, gastritis, whatever, liver disease, it just tells you the location. There's only one disease, toxemia, which I'm going to get into another CD later on. But, well, I got another page here. Got a couple more pages here from the book Vaccination Tracts, 1877. There was a lot of books, people trying to blow the whistle back in those days. But the last 2 pages are the cream of the crop. I've got the names of the bad guys, the ones who pulled off the scam of vaccination. But I list what they did, but I list the link of where you can Google their actual report in their own words, not any of this secondhand crap that everybody seems to have a hold of and passing off like it's gossip. First of all, Martinez-Bejernik, who said he took tobacco leaves, diseased tobacco leaves, ground them up into a sap, injected them through a filter, injected them into a young plant, and couldn't find any bacteria. So he said there must be something in the plant that attacked the young plants and caused the disease. And Thomas Rivers used Martinez-Bejernik as a model for his virus polio crap in the 1950s. I've got one by Thomas Francis Jr. where they injected young pigs with human snot. I've got one by Thomas Rivers. Viruses are recovered from animals and are filterable, taken from Bejernik. Then I got one from Hillary Kaprowski. The live virus was nothing but cotton rat brain dipped in chocolate. Are you getting the message of how sick these people were? And I list how you can get their actual transcripts. How different strains of virus experiments create immunity. The medical profession created the immunity crap with Edward Jenner saying you're immune from life. Immune from what? Germs that don't cause disease? Viruses that don't exist? Different strains are simply mean a different source of poison. Tobacco leaf poison, infected rat lung poison, rat brain poison. That's all it is. And Paul Offit, by the way, makes the strains. I've got them on tape recorder. This guy, Alfonso Dochez, not injected into chimpanzees, saying that that's the cause of human flu. Talks about fixed virus produced in rabbit brains and variants. Talks about virus protein. This guy talks about isolated virus from ticks. I mean, I got about 10 people in here. You can Google 1 or 2 of these and you'll have the whole story. That is worth 1,000 times the cost of this book alone. This is the ultimate anti-vaccinators Bible. I'm going to post it below this video so that you can get a copy of it, because you don't need any other books, even my books, you don't even need the other ones. This is the ultimate. Now, fun part. The short history of me. I grew up on crappy food, lots of candy and pop. When I was a kid, candy bars were 5 cents. I'd get a quarter and buy 5 candy bars, all the same kind, and eat them all at the same time. My main meals were mac and cheese, spaghetti, and a bowl of oatmeal once in a while. I'd get buttered white bread sprinkled with sugar when I was a kid. That's the garbage I ate. As a late teenager, I had Coney Island Mike's greasy chili and hot dogs from about 17 to 20, 21 years old, because I hung around Joe's pool room in Gary, Indiana on the block. That's what we did. We gambled, we played cards, we shot pool, and we went next door and had some delicious Coney Island Mike's greasy chili. As a young man, I ate the standard American diet. Meat, potatoes, and a spoonful of peas. Now at age 40, I threw my Camel no-filter cigarettes of 25 years away. I joined the fitness barn and began to change my diet and my way of living. Yesterday, I was in the flower garden, of which my wife had a flower garden and grew flowers. So I planted potatoes, seeds, flowers, different things in it, and all it grew was weeds. So I decided to level it to make it even with the grass and plant some more grass seed in it. So I did that with the help of an axe, a pickaxe, a shovel, and a rake for several hours at a time. Do you know any other 82-year-old young man that can do that? Do you know anybody? No, most 62-year-olds can't do it. So what's the difference between them and me? I chose to change. They chose not to. End of story. You can be as fit as you want to be. You can change at any age, at any time. The first time, for you people in the general public out there that are reading this, watching this, first time they tell you got high blood pressure or something like that, change your diet. Get into an exercise program. Don't get hooked on drugs because they give you the drugs, they're poisons. They poison the body while they do and change the chemistry somehow to get the problem temporarily relieved through treatments. Then they give you more drugs as you develop more symptoms, more and more until eventually they tell you there's nothing more I can do. I've done everything I can do, which is all bullshit. You don't need a doctor, you need to be your own doctor. I haven't been to a doctor since 1964. I was in an automobile accident. I shouldn't even be here today. Never been vaxxed. Don't take any, they call them medications, but the drugs are what they are. Medication means something used to help you get better, like diet, exercise, fresh water, sunshine, lack of stress. Drugs are something used to treat. They can boil an old shoe and give it to you and treat you for your symptom. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I want to keep this short, so that's it. I'm going to post my link to my book. Get my book. It's just rock solid facts to destroy the idea that we wiped out polio and smallpox. You can take on anybody with that. You can educate your friends, your relatives, your family, your doctor. Yeah, give it to your doctor and see what he says about it. That'll tell you where he's coming from. Okay, I can't think of anything else I want to say, so I'm going to close out. Sayonara.